has what you need. CrateInsider.com has tech videos, interviews with experts, and the best products in the industry. Dyno tested and proven, so we know they're the best products for crate engines. Visit CrateInsider.com today to get on the fast track to victory lane.
Time to get this cranked up on Short Track America.
Dirt or pavement, from east to west. Short Track America features some of the biggest grassroots races around the country. Super late models to street stock racing. If it's on a half mile or smaller track, it's on Short Track America. On MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
This is Chris Nunn from the Sling and Dirt Podcast and the announcer at Twin Cities Raceway Park in North Vernon, Indiana. And you're listening to The Finish Line with the hashtag king himself, Wesley Outland.
This is Finish Line.
Welcome back to the program on this Thursday, June 13th of the year 2019. Wesley Outland back here with you. It is Finish Line. Remember, if you're tuned into our program, you got a question for our guest panel, not only on all of our media outlets. By the way, thank you to All About Wraps and CrateInsider.com for sponsoring our program. But in addition to that, if you're tuned into any of our podcast affiliates, which is, of course, Fox Sports Radio, Community Radio Network, CRNSports.org. Also, you have iTunes, Tuned In, iHeartRadio, Radio, Spreaker, Spotify, all of those, SoundCloud. If you have a question, also on my Facebook page, I'm doing live on my Facebook as well for audio. If you have a question for our guest panel, ask it. We'll pass it along to our drivers or people we have on the program. If you got a question for me, we'll get it answered for you. We want to have fan interaction. We want you to be a part of the show. I just don't want to be the guy that mans the ship. I want you fans out there that have questions for our guests to also be heard, be spoken, definitely. A lot of great things going on. Coming up again after this interview, we're going to holler at Ernie Shelton, talk about the 43rd running of the USA 100 at Bill Sawyer's Virginia Motor Speedway. That's where I will be this weekend with the Ultimate Super Late Model Series will battle for $20,000 to win in one of the biggest single-day show events of the year, as well as the Fast Track Racing Series National Tour for $3,000 to win on the road to the $50,000 to win World Championship on MAV TV in Jamaica in September. Broadcast will be in October. We're going to go back to the phone lines now, and we are going to go to Colbert, Georgia. We're going to speak to my good friend, I call the real rapper. Picked up himself a big win on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, you heard me right. I said Tuesday night. I did a race in Michigan on a Monday night at Berlin in Marne, Michigan, won by Brian Campbell. He'll be joining me very shortly. And this driver picked up the annual Tuesday night race. That is the Shriners event, of course, at the Lawrence County Speedway. And we're going to go to the phone lines right now. And joining us on the program is the driver of the car number 1 entry, the real rapper, Kenny Collins. Kenny, welcome to Finish Line, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me.
It's always great talking to you, and obviously it's got to be even more good to talk to you whenever you're in victory lane and pick up a big win. $3,500 payday on a Tuesday night in the Shriners race at Lawrence County. Congratulations to you.
Man, I appreciate it. Yeah, we was tickled to get a win there. We've had some bad luck there over the years. Wound up in the trees one time, and had won a race there in the past, but it's been a long time. It was nice to get back in victory lane at that place especially.
You know, Kenny, as somebody that runs dirt late models, we've gone from drag racing, talking to Clay Millican, to now talking dirt late models. We're going to talk asphalt late models coming up very shortly. As somebody that runs normally primarily on a Friday and Saturday, how special is it and how hard is it as a race team to prepare for a midweek show like Lawrence County and the Shriners race on a Tuesday night?
Yeah, well, we actually it's kind of crazy. We wasn't planning on going, but we was going on our supercar there last weekend, but everything got rained out. We was planning, and we went to Eldora and watched. And kind of got pumped up watching up there, and I told my wife, I said, heck, I might go to Lawrence Tuesday. And just happened to work out where I could get off work and get up there. And it is a cool deal being on Tuesday for the Shriners, and it's a really cool race to win in this area, so we're just proud to be able to put our name up there with some of these a lot of guys from my area down here, Aaron Gailey and Randall Jordan and Tim Hedden and Casey Roberts. Some of them guys from right around where I live, they've all won that race, so it's pretty cool to get our name up there with them.
And, of course, it was a Carolina Clash Super Late Model Series sanctioned event, and, again, a big show there. The Shriners race at Lawrence County. And I'll tell you what, I think it was like 17, 18 cars, Kenny. The crowd looked really good for a Tuesday night. That's why I think a lot of these promoters need to look at the idea of trying to do midweek shows. You're getting beat by the rain on Friday and Saturday or even Sunday. Do races during the middle of the week.
Yeah, really, I thought their car count was pretty good for midweek like that, because there's been quite a few regional shows here lately that I've even seen a 10,000 the other week. Tennessee, I think, they didn't have but about 16 or 17 cars, so it's a pretty good car count for a Tuesday, and absolutely awesome amount of fans. The grandstands was packed, the pits was packed. It was a great crowd there for sure, and like I said, it's a good day. That's great. I think all the proceeds from that deal goes to the Shriners, so that'll help the children all over the world, so that's a great deal.
We are talking, of course, to the driver they call the real rapper in the Collins Signs and Graphics number 1C. Now, I know that might be a conflict of interest because my show Finish Line is sponsored by All About Wraps and, of course, CrateInsider.com. But, hey, I got love for all you guys. And, Kenny, I've known you for almost a decade or more, you and your wife, Kim, and awesome people, buddy. And just talk about, the relationship that you've had being not only a race car driver, but also doing the wrap jobs for drivers with their cars with Collins Signs and Graphics.
Yeah, I probably need to point out that's my mom, Kim, my wife, Jenna. But
I'm sorry. Yeah, yes, you're exactly right.
Oh, you good? Yes. I might get in the doghouse if I don't point that out.
That's right. Hi, Jenna.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a little bit of a different deal, especially because we do a lot of cars and we race against a lot of our customers, and it has become a conflict of interest at times, but usually not too bad. Most everybody shows respect for one another. Most people that's got any sense can separate business and racing, so that makes it good too. But yeah, I love my job there, and I love working within the racing community. It's I always wanted to do something where I could be involved in racing day to day somehow, and I'm just fortunate enough to be able to do that and be pretty good at it, I guess, too, because we've been able to be successful. So been really blessed for sure.
Hey, Kenny Collins, you have ran super late models. You have ran pro late models, crate racing, if you want to call it that. I hate the word crate. I love pro late models. Limited late models. You've ran on a weekly track program. You've ran on a series program. You've ran the Southern National Series before, the 2-week summer stretch events. You have ran on the Ultimate Series before. Just talk about, what it's like going from like a local racer to going into that grueling traveling schedule. Hell, you even tried to run at Eldora.
Yeah, we did go to Eldora there, but yeah, we did a lot of crate and or pro late model and limited steelhead racing. As I was coming up through my late teens and then my early 20s, and then kind of decided we wanted to try to branch out and do some super racing. I mainly done it, just try for the experience factor, because I think definitely getting out on the road and going all them new places makes you better. And I think we kind of went into it the wrong way. I didn't. It's kind of hard. You don't really take into account the level of competition compared to what you're normally racing against. Because a lot of times you go to a weekly or a local show, and if there's 20 cars, there's 5 or 6 that could win the race. If you go to a super late model show and there's 20 cars, there's 15 or 16 of them that can win the race. So, and a lot of times you're out money and out prepared, and we really had a lot of struggles there starting out. And it's easy to get down on yourself and things like that, but eventually, especially when I started kind of coming back and doing some pro late model and some limited late model stuff, the experience that you gained out there on the road racing, it really starts to show through, and you can kind of see things happening before they happen and learn the track conditions and learn how to drive on different conditions. And just eventually, I guess finally now I got where I can kind of be, it's nice to be able to go to the super races. It seems like nowadays we're competitive all the time when we go. I know there was a time you get to feeling like the B team, you know what I mean? But
right.
It's nice to be able to go and line up. And it's still like that sometimes. We're planning on going back to the World 100 and trying Eldora out again in September, and really looking forward to that. I got really pumped up about it when we was up there at the Dream. It's just an awesome place.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that question, Kenny. As being a driver, obviously as an announcer, somebody that's announced at Eldora myself before, it's so electric. But as a driver going onto the racetrack at Eldora, and you hear the roar of the crowd, is Eldora pretty much like the Daytona for dirt racing, or is there any other racetracks that can match that excitement?
I hadn't ever been to Daytona, but yeah, I don't think so. I mean, the only thing I ever been to where the atmosphere was anything like Eldora, we went to the Dome race last year, and that deal was pretty special too.
Gotcha.
But both of those are really really high profile. I still think Eldora has the edge though, just because of the history, and it's just that's what me and I sit with Aaron Ridley, and we watched the features and all in the heat Saturday, and we was talking about, you pull out there and pull it in high gear to qualify, and you kind of glance around, and this ain't nothing like that place. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool, and there ain't nowhere in the world I think you can race like you can up there either. It's definitely an awesome facility and racetrack.
Couple of more minutes with the real rapper Kenny Collins, winner at Lawrence County Speedway, talking about his 2019 season as well in that car number 1C. Kenny, ready for where do you race at next, Kenny? Where are you going to be going to, my friend?
I think we're going to take our supercar up to Tri-County racetrack in Brasstown, North Carolina tomorrow night.
Okay.
We like to go up there and support Ray Cook anytime we can, and we thought about going to Cherokee to the Lucas show, but honestly, our motor's just got a few more laps on it than I'd like for it to have to go up there. It's kind of hard on the motor, so we're going to go to Ray's and race tomorrow, and then I think we're going to go to Livonia Saturday and run our 525 car. We've been fortunate enough. I think we've won all 4 times we've been there, and they've put like a bounty on us, so we're going to go over and try to defend that, which is pretty cool. I've never had that happen before in my driving career. That's a pretty cool thing, so we're going to go over and support them and kind of thank them for noticing we've been running good. So been real fortunate with that thing. I've been driving. I need to thank Dwayne Freddie. I've been driving for him all year, and he's given me a great race car to drive. I think we've been able to win 9 races in it. And it's just been fantastic to kind of step back, get to race a little closer to home, and get my wife and my little girl's been able to go a lot. That's meant a lot to me. Because when you're out on the road, it's hard to get them as small as she or as young as she is. It's hard to get them out there all the time. It's special anytime you can go race and have all your family there for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Kenny, for the summer months, of course, the Southern National Series is cranking up. I know you said you're a big supporter of Ray Cook, the Tar Heel Tiger, a former racer, and all the great things that he does with his series. Are you going to try to compete for that 2-week summer stretch that is, I think it's the 11th or 12th annual Southern National Series this year?
Yeah, we probably won't do the whole thing just due to work commitments, but I'm sure, like last year, I think I run 5 or 6 of them, just the ones that, some of the places I hadn't really looked at their schedule, but I know we'll go to Tacoma, and I like to do that last weekend. We'll probably think they go to Crossville and Smoky Mountain and Tazewell. I like to go on that little trip, so we'll probably at least do 4 or 5 of them, and yeah, I'd like to do the whole thing. It's just so hard to get 2 whole weeks off work.
Talk about, Kenny, what it's like.
For myself, but it's hard to step away that long.
Kenny, talk about real quickly what it's like running at Tazewell, at the Bad Fast Taz Speedway. So much craziness at that racetrack, as small and banked as it is.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating. I've been about 3 times. I think one time we went and it was really wide open and get it on, and I wasn't that crazy about it. It was just a little bit sketchy, to be honest, but like last year we went and it was black and slick and slowed down, and you could actually race on it really good when it was like that. And it was a lot of fun when it was in those conditions. And I like going up there. The worst part of the place is that road going in it. Jesus Christ! I choked the truck down last year coming out. It's so steep and crooked, and you have to have a guide dog to find the place. But it is an awesome place. It's pretty wicked. You get out there and the oil pressure lights on, the cars feel like it's turning over, and your left side's going to sleep on retention. I don't know. I hadn't ever raced it like Daytona or Talladega or something, but I don't know how much steeper they could be than that place. Woo.
Absolutely, definitely. Again, a lot of great things are going on for the racing career of Kenny Collins and Kenny. Again, racing locally, running regional, running nationally. I love the fact that you are kind of diversal and you like to go to all of these different racetracks. You don't like to just stick to one place. Again, is there a favorite racetrack that you like to race at?